Welcome to Psychic Streetsmarts. My name is Catherine McDonald. We're on thatchannel.com on our usual Wednesday nights. You can always check me out at spiritualcat.com, but with me tonight I have Nikole Bélanger. Oh, I do remember my French pronunciation.
Good.
My mother's French, but I don't speak it, so little things I know. Welcome to the show, and Nikole is she is the owner of Nikole Consulting and Winanim, which is like a networking group that has a spiritual and environmental and a full faceted purpose. So
yes.
Welcome to the show, and thank you very much for being here. What I figure is we talk a little bit about what you do, and I got introduced to you from a very good friend who's very environmentally aware, and you know people and I know people, and I think you know Rocky Montessaro?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I had interviewed...
Green and clean.
Yeah. So I heard about you through her contact with
yes.
them, my friend Julia, and so she's introduced me to a lot of interesting people, but what I found particularly interesting, you work with something related to Al Gore, where you're training people to be more environmentally conscious, and is it like training sessions to help people to cut down on their wastefulness, or to be more in relation to global warming and that kind of thing, like just to be more aware of the carbon footprint?
Yes, it's for the climate change.
Yeah.
I've been a very lucky one to be one of the 250 people who's been chosen across Canada through thousands of applicants, and I was lucky enough to be chosen. And so we got trained in Montreal by Mr. Gore.
Okay.
And what we're supposed to do, it's for the climate change. Definitely, it's to give presentation, to duplicate his work. So we signed a non-disclosure, and we really become official presenter of an inconvenient truth and the climate change,
okay.
Of course. So it's a very important issue. Very, very, very important. That's why I feel so blessed that I'm a part of it. And what we do is we give presentation to school, university, company, small and big, whoever wants to reduce their carbon footprint. They want to become more environmentally aware, and sometimes they know they are doing good thing, but they're not sure if everything they do, what is the next step, and so on and so on. So I'm going there and I give them a full presentation, and it goes, I personalize them from half an hour, sometimes it's lunchtime, whatever it is,
right.
an hour and a half with question and a question and answer. So it creates amazing exchange, and at the same time we pass the message. So he did that in India, Australia, America, North America, meaning the state, and Canada,
right.
Of course. And he did China. Mm-hmm. And right now I was with Mr. Gore last November in Amsterdam. We were there to organize a summit and a training for the European country.
Oh, wow. That must be quite something.
Yes. It's very exciting, though it's a lot of work. So when we sign in to do the work.
Right.
We're not just there for the glory. This is not glorific. It's to really, truly passing the message and help people to start to take action to get in a better environment, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like we had spoken on the phone. It's like I thought I was doing environmentally well. I thought bottled water was a better option. And then I find out, well, it may not be that healthy for me. And what happens to those bottles of water when you're done with them? You know what I mean? And I, for some reason, I thought, well, and so I have started to change certain little things that as you become aware. And I actually got a hold of a video somewhere, a very short clip, and they show you that process of the bottled water industry.
Oh, yeah.
I was floored, and I went, well, I don't want to be part of that. knowledge is power. That video has stuck with me, and I immediately changed my. So I can see where presentations where it might be, you see something like the inconvenient truth, and it's true, it's factual. Like I said to you, some people have said to me, well, it's all this, that, it's trumped up or whatever. But you made a very interesting statement when I said that. You feel like that if people don't do this, what's the consequence? If businesses don't change, what's the consequence?
They're going to stay behind. Basically, really, it's so crucial right now to move forward. The climate change, it's much more complicated than we think it is. It goes beyond an inconvenient truth. Mr. Gore touched a huge aspect of what's coming in one movie and doing all his presentation around the world. He didn't choose us because we were a movie star. He chose us because we are individually a part of a community. We have the platform to present his word or his message. Right. And so company who are not use it will stay behind. And it's mean that you and I, next time that we go into a store and they're giving us plastic bag, they're doing this, they're giving us foam container, the styrofoam container.
Right.
And you say, no, thank you. You go to the next store.
You buy elsewhere.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was having just a group of people in my place last week, and I served them everything in bamboo plate and corn, recycled corn glasses.
Now that's interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
We're like, I wouldn't even have thought. I don't use. I mean, you had a large group of people, obviously.
Yes.
And I don't entertain that much. So usually when I entertain, they get the real plates and the real glasses. But if you have to entertain and you do want to cut down on the work, there's ways to do that.
And you have the barbecue, you have the children, you have the weekend in the summer where the children are at home. So instead of taking huge amount of juice and bottles plastic, you take those glasses, you buy the bigger container to save money, first of all, and you take the glasses made of corn. It's totally degradable in 6 months. So if you don't use the glasses, they're going to start melting in your cupboard. And I know people who are coming out now with water in recyclable bottle
Truly
out of corn.
recyclable bottles.
Out of corn.
Oh, wow.
So in 6 months, the vendor who is not going to sell it, well, the bottle is going to start to degrade in his store, so he better promote them. And I think that's the message here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And do you really want water that's in a bottle for more than 6 months anyway?
That's it. You got it. You see what I'm saying? So we have to change completely the way we start and we do things every day. It's totally amazing.
Yeah.
We have to realize that things cannot be done and abused the way that it's been done for the last 50 years.
Yeah, 50 to
so
100
we
years
cannot go back on the organic because it's a bit more complicated. We have the industry. We have so much more than we used to have 50 years ago.
Yeah.
So we cannot go back to the source. People says we just have to go back to the source. It's a bit more complicated than that.
I think you have to find practical ways where you can. You're still going to want the convenience of, gee, I'd rather use disposable plates, but I don't want to use something that's going to be there in 2,000 years.
Exactly. And the styrofoam, it's so bad for you.
Yeah.
You put this in a microwave, it's double the mess and the risk for your health. So when you think about all that, children, I'm going to university and school. I have the best question there. The children are so amazing.
Yeah.
And they're very honest and they have no preconception of anything. So they ask you right there to the point. Simple but to the point. And I really, really liked my experience going through the school. Really. And I'm going to tell you, children, even today, the children of the new age, the children now, where you get your chicken, they're going to answer you from the supermarket.
Yeah.
But it made me feel that I wanted to cry because they don't know the farm.
They don't know the connection to food.
They don't know the connection to the food. And this really made me think, wow, we have a lot of work. So all the work we do as presenter, we don't charge for it. It's coming from our time,
Yeah.
and it's coming because we want to give that time.
So these are presentations that you do like a nonprofit. It is a
Not,
nonprofit.
oh, yes.
It's a
Yes,
nonprofit organization.
Absolutely. If they want to give a donation
Yeah.
to the Climate Change Canada,
Yeah.
they can. They are based in Quebec, Montreal.
That doesn't surprise me. There's some really innovative things coming out of
It's
there.
because Mr. Gore went around Canada and decided that Quebec and BC was the most environmentally
Yeah.
friendly right now. And you go in fast food everywhere, you don't find the styrofoam anymore. They're really up to date with that.
Yeah, they're using
Yes.
paper products that can be,
Oh, yes,
you know.
recycled and
Yeah.
everything. Yes, indeed, indeed.
So how did you get into, like, you know, when did you start? Because I'm now realizing that I haven't been as conscious as I should be, but as I do more of the spiritual work, it's part of the process.
It's part
'Cause
of
in
the
order
process.
in order to keep doing the work and doing it well, I have to keep myself healthy, which means I got to know something about this stuff, so I'm not doing unintentionally unhealthy things like using styrofoam in the microwave, which I remember doing much of when I was a university student, just for expediency. And
I'm
now I
sure.
think back and I go, ooh, not good. But it wasn't, wasn't as obvious or wasn't as talked about. And
When it comes physical,
yeah,
this is when
when
you
it comes
know.
home to roost, because they used to say.
this is when you know.
Yeah. But how did you get into doing this kind of work? You've been a consultant in like an other life before this project.
I've been an entrepreneur all my life. This is all I know how to do. So I never work for other people. So my passion is there for
Yeah.
sure. I think that, I'm a late parent. I start late. Was very, very busy to build myself, to build my career. And then I start a family. My mother was great. She was awesome. But you know what? In the end of the day, she was doing everything that I didn't want to do myself for my children. So I bought book. I researched. We didn't have the computer then.
Right.
So I went to the library. I asked the right question. And I really made my homework. I didn't want to use the little Gerber, you know, those little jars
Yeah.
for food. So I was doing everything in food processor and put it in the ice cube and so on and so on. My mom used to say, what are you doing? What those children are eating? And I said, don't worry, Mom. Everything I do, it's natural, won't hurt them. And I grew like this all the time, searching to do things just a bit better
Right.
for health. I lost a lot of people in my life based on a health issue.
Right.
That it could have been today, realize where we are today, saved.
True. With
Okay.
with various illnesses, from everything from probably cancer to diabetes,
Yes,
whatever.
MS, everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they all are autoimmune deficiency
Yes.
illnesses of some nature. I'm not a doctor. I know enough. I have cerebral palsy and I have my own condition, but I've met a lot of people over the years. And, you know, would you say that it's true, or in the information that you have, that we're having more problems with like things like fibromyalgia and environmentally, more people are allergic and that kind of stuff? You think it's
Allergy.
Yeah.
We didn't have that when we were young.
you know,
my
kids
love.
are, you know, you can't even bring, we lived
No.
off peanut butter and jam in school, and you can't do it anymore because of the way. Do you think it's the peanut butter or the processing that's the issue?
It's the processing. It's the environment. It's
Yeah.
It's everything. It's an ensemble of things.
Of a whole bunch of things.
Yes, and we did it. Nobody else did it.
Yeah.
We had the opportunity to do things right, and we messed it up. And now we want to go back to the source. It's impossible to go back to the source because too much technology, too much industry, too much of everything. We're going to have to do a balance of change.
Right.
Things that it makes sense, And everything we do from now on, we should be aware that it's not only Mr. Gore, the environment, the climate change, it's us, it's disease, it's food. Do you know how manufactured the food is?
Yeah.
We're going to launch a movie in August. I'm going to post on our website there the movie for Meet the Truth. Not an inconvenient truth, but meet the truth.
Are we talking about MEAT? Okay, I get where you're going. My partner works in food manufacturing. I have been educated, unwillingly so, because he works in it. So when he's working chicken, he won't eat it. But if he has to switch over to another variety, I mean, the man loves his steak dinner, but when he was working in beef, we didn't eat steak very often. And he's a European and lived in Spain for many years, and they have a different attitude about food, and he dearly misses that part. He's taught me a lot. So I'd be interested to see Meet the Truth. There is a movie out right now called Food Inc., which is also about the industry as well.
Also, it's really water and meat. It's something that we're going to have to think about it. The way we process and we bring the meat to your table takes 18% of responsibility of the climate change. 18%.
So, wow. So 18% of climate change is caused because of how we manufacture or how we produce
beef
and water.
Is the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Pig and chicken.
So pork, beef, and chicken. Beef being the worst, and then pork next, and then chicken.
And then we're going to show the movie in August, and you're going to see and you're going to understand it's quite something. The producer of the movie have somebody narrated the movie, and she is the first to be nominated officially in the cabinet of the Parliament of Netherlands to protect the animal.
Now, that's quite the title. That's something that you...
This is quite something.
Yeah.
We think that Quebec is innovator. Yes, they are. Netherlands is unbelievable. The work they do, these people, for the environment, it's just admirable. Australia, leader. India is coming quite strong. They really want to make a difference.
They don't have a choice. We don't. None of us have a choice.
No. We all have to do. We all have to do. Truly, people who don't realize this, in 2-3 years from now, when it's going to start to happening, water is going to be a big issue. And we have right now 42 million of refugees around the world. 42 million of people who don't have food, neither water to drink every day.
That
Children
to me
are
is
dying
mind-blowing.
every day. Yes.
That is mind-blowing. I knew it was a lot, but when it's millions, 42 million.
42 million. Countable.
Yeah, that doesn't account for all the ones that aren't
No.
accounted for.
Yes. So it's something to think about it. So I think that in 2-3 years from now, when we're going to have issue of water and climate, to have 3-4 TV in your house and 3-4 car in the front of your door, not going to help you.
It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It becomes very irrelevant
very quickly.
Yeah.
So it's something that we have to take seriously. Some people says, I don't understand, Nikole, you're giving so much presentation, nobody's booing or no. I said, you know what? I don't hear the booing. I don't want to know. I think that consciously, if we push this, it's because we have bigger issue as an individual, and I don't put any attention to it.
You mean if somebody gives you a negative response, it's something they're dealing with, because you're presenting information that needs to get out there.
I know.
I'll admit to you, I'm not as green as I should be. I'm not, and it's only like I've been dating my current boyfriend for the last 2 years, and he works in those industries, and he's like, you know, he said there's going to be a serious problem, and he doesn't need to
Serious.
see the films. He sees how it's done.
Yeah.
What I did do, what he started doing is he would go get the groceries, and he has like a ton of these cloth bags. He says, "Why would we have any more plastic?" And we've cut down our plastic consumption. I mean, I use it very sparingly, and I'm trying to completely eliminate it.
Oh, completely eliminate
Yeah.
it, Catherine, would be nice. If you can only eliminate plastic bottle and plastic bag for your shopping,
Yeah.
it's huge.
Oh, I don't use it for shopping at all. It's whatever we had left from
Oh.
years ago that we
Okay.
use it like for the
Okay. Okay.
you know, to line the bathroom
Okay.
wastebasket or
Okay.
that kind of thing. And he says to me, you know, in Europe, you took a cloth or paper bag and went shopping. You never saw plastic bags till they came over here 23 years ago.
And we misused them,
Yeah.
abused them,
Yeah.
and it's unbelievable. Costa Rica is the country for rainforest, for
Yeah.
beautiful species and animal.
Mm-hmm.
Turtle, it's the turtle country for the turtle.
Yep.
They just opened the stomach of a huge turtle who just came to the shore, died, and they opened her stomach. They had too many dying, and they want to know what's happening. It is a
Right.
disease. It is. They opened the stomach of the turtle, and it was 40,000 between plastic bag, plastic bottle, and plastic container in her lung, all packed up there inside. So
How many?
her lung collapsed, and she couldn't breathe anymore. It's all over the ocean.
So it's the little pieces of plastic that she's inhaled?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, that's just disgusting.
They're floating all over the ocean.
Oh man, another down count for the plastic bottle. I mean, bring a
Big
thermos.
time.
Bring a thermos.
Yes.
It's one of those.
Thermos and corn and
Yeah, if you
what
have
it
to-
needs,
yeah.
it needs to do, that it's degradable, it's kind of acceptable if the time frame is good.
Yeah, at least find a
time
better
frame,
option.
yes,
Find a
yes,
better
yeah.
option. So you do these presentations. You find the kids to be the most inquisitive and at least the most honest. Do you do it in the universities? How aware are
Very
that-
aware. Most of them saw the inconvenient truth. Most of them at university level. Oh, indeed. Oh, yes.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. And I give alternative in the end of my presentation. I have solution. You see, the whole climate there, and to pass the message, is really not being a part of the problem. It's being a part of the solution.
Right.
So when I start my presentation, I said, I just want to be a part of the solution. Now, I don't have all the solution. Mr. Gore is still struggling through all that.
Sure.
Government's still struggling to all that. Where are they going to start?
I think the
How are they gonna-
answers will change as the questions change.
Yes.
And as we discover
Absolutely.
more better ways to do things.
But if I don't do this, I feel that I'm not a part of the solution. That's all I want to do. Is to give them the solution, to start doing the step versus a better all of us.
It's true. It's true. Now, with Nikole Consulting, how long has that been running? It's a fairly new business. I mean, you've been doing it. You've been doing consulting for a long time. But
Yes.
this incarnation of what you're doing with Nikole, it's been a couple of years.
Nikole, it's just a year. It's just that right now it makes sense to use the service of consultation
Yeah.
to small business, medium business.
Right.
With
Yeah.
new technology. And this is what I encourage. The Canadians are just amazing. They bring new technology. They're very innovative.
Right.
And my duty is to expose them, to talk about them. And this is why I do interpersonal, meaning that I put one with the other one who will complement each other. One investor with one technology.
Yeah. And
And
so
the end of the
helping
day,
people connect.
yes, that's all. and this is a service that I give, and right now, time frame, it's just perfect. Because now people are starting to realize that as a consumer, I go through the yellow page or I'll go through the green leader. It's a new one who just came out. So I'm on it. Well, it's many others. It's the Green Living show. They're coming out with a new magazine online, The Green Living. It's Zero Footprint. It's many of them who are coming out right now. And to tell you the truth, if you're a painter and you don't use the paint without VOC, I'm going to say, no, I don't want him in my house. I'm going to look until I'm going to find one who's telling me that on his ad, then I'm going to use his service.
And you're going to find out for sure that now there's this whole thing about green products and whether they're actually really green or whether somebody's... You know what I mean? The idea of making sure that your green products are actually what they say they are, like they're certified green.
Well, it was like the bulb. The bulb was not perfect. The first green bulb, trust me. But as I explained to people, it's a new generation. We're not there, but we're getting there. So we already to the third generation of light, of green light, LED, and so on. And so we're going. We're getting there. But people, all I'm asking is that start to go with the movement, start to go with the flow, and eventually people will get better at this. We're going to have better and better
products and
services to fit the bill. So, of course, it's going to be a lot of people, too, who's going to say, we green, and they're not green. They're just there to take advantage of
a new buzzword or a new buzz theory or whatever.
Of course, we know that. But you know what? We know that. So we just have to be educated, and Google, research, and at Win and Nim, this is what we do. 2-3 times a month, we having event. I go shopping, and I bring a new couple product every time.
I'm just going to flip over to Win and Nim so that we can talk about that a bit. What we should do is take a very quick break. You're listening to Psychic Streetsmarts, and I'm speaking with Nikole Bélanger of winandnim.ca and nicolebell.com, and these are environmentally friendly, spiritually connected organizations. We'll be right back in a few moments.
Are you an artist looking to record a high-quality demo or independent CD? Are you a writer looking to bring your projects to life? Are you a producer looking for that polished, radio-ready sound? At Staz, we offer professional quality recording and mixing, whatever your goal, whatever your budget, whatever your status. Put your project in professional hands with an experienced engineer as well as on-staff writers, producers, and a network of industry-based connections. Staz Studios could be your answer. So let us help you take you to the next level. For bookings or more info, call 416-856-5992. Also check out our web links, www.staz.com. That's www.stazz.com.
Metronome. Imagine Canada's music city, uniting the art, business, education, and culture of music in Canada. Metronome, a concert theatre, Canada's Music Museum, a music education centre, a music business complex, restaurants, a children's playground, a united nation of music. Help build Metronome, your music city. Call 877-411-7456 or visit metronomecanada.com.
Children love computers, don't they? But children who spend too much time on the computer develop problems. School, social, and health problems. Teachers say computer use at home takes away time from schoolwork and reduces social skills. Doctors say it leads to back, wrist, and neck pain. And worse, too much computer use is a major cause of overweight and obesity. To limit your child's computer time, you need Easy Off. Software that turns your child's computers off at set times and keeps it turned off. It's spelled EZOFF. And you, as the parent, set a basic 7-day time schedule. As the name suggests, Easy Off is easy for parents to use. And once turned off, the PC can't be restarted until the next preset on time. This is the most basic essential safeguard from easypcparentalcontrols.com. With Easy Off, you, the parent, are not the bad guy. The PC is in control. It even warns your child when it's going to turn itself off. To find out more, go to easypcparentalcontrols.com. This website details 3 levels of computer safeguards for your child. They've made it easy. easypcparentalcontrols.com.
My confusion corner commuters are cursing the cold away as December tries to dissemble the length of their working day, and they bite their mitts off to show me transfers deposit change.
Welcome back to Psychic Streetsmarts. My name is Catherine McDonald, and we're talking to Nikole Bélanger. She is the founder of Winanim.ca. Winanim is a networking, environmental, spiritual, health, all kinds of faceted group. And we were talking about her other project, which is the Nikole.com, which is her consulting business where she goes and presents really interesting information about climate change, connected to Al Gore and the inconvenient truth, but also, bringing the products to people. When you do the presentations, do you bring some of those products and show them as well? Because I know you do that with your own group of the Winanim group. Tell me a bit about Winanim, how it started and how long you've been doing it.
Mon Dieu. It's more than 9 years now after I would say, I'm sure that some people can feel for this, a difficult, and I'm nice, divorce, and had to start all over again. In a city, I'm from Montreal.
Yeah.
So Toronto was here because of the children, of the school, of, the work. And
the commitments that you had made a life here, and then you have to reestablish
restart.
yourself.
So I didn't know anybody in the city really. I was so busy, so I had to start to know people.
Yeah.
And that was like a new beginning for me. So I start networking, and I find that after a while, networking, it was just about exchanging business card.
Yeah.
I'm a people person. So I look in the eyes, I look at the business card, and I don't ever forget that person anymore. But for some people, I explain, you can raise a big, huge pack of business card, but if you don't follow up in the next 10 days or 2 weeks, you're doomed. Just throw the business card, they're worth nothing.
Yeah.
Because when you're going to call them, it's going to be a cold call. You're not going to remember them.
Right. They're not going to remember you either if you leave it too long.
C'est ça.
Too many people,
so
too much
write
happening.
note in the back, and so on and so on. Though I felt that was it. I didn't feel no contact. I didn't feel that people were looking at you in the eyes long enough to really find out who you are and what you do and how good you do it. So people are more interested on picking up business card.
They're more interested on giving you their business
card. Yes.
I did.
And what they can do for you.
Yeah, rather than what can we do for each other.
Yes.
I used to do there was an online meetup group or some variation. It may have been Meetup. It may have been another website that I used. And I met a lot of people. I was doing the psychic stuff and all that, and I met all these psychics who were busy handing me and I'm like, and I said, no, I wanted to connect on a different level. So I got out of doing that kind of networking. So I understand where you're coming from. So with the Winanim, how did you work it?
So with the Winanim, and I didn't have the money really to do to therapy.
Yeah.
It was a hard time.
Yeah.
So I create a little circle of friends.
Right.
And they say, Nikole, start a network, start your own. We're going to support you, and we're going to do this. So I said, okay. So we start, and we were having potluck, and so on and so on. And at the end of the meeting, everybody was so happy. They were coming to say, oh, thank you, it was so nice, and I just want to hug them. And the girl says, Nikole, in Toronto we don't hug, we shake hands.
Oh, for God's sake.
So I said,
I hug.
oh.
I hug.
Oh. Okay, that was 10 years ago.
Yeah,
when I
things.
started.
I think. Yeah, but
Yes.
she was in that time when you were told that. I'm sure that was quite the way it was.
Yeah, they told me that. So I said, oh, mon Dieu, this is a difficult one for me. But I said, I hear you. If you do hug, ask the permission. I said, okay. So I used to ask the permission, and when they say yes, I was giving a good, nice hug.
Right.
Maybe a quarter of the room was coming to have a hug. And after months and months and months, people were waiting online to have a hug. So I said, was the best therapy for me.
Yep.
That I was needed, that I could bring something to somebody else, that I could share what I know with all of them, and we can learn from our guest speaker who were coming. We can learn and grow with the knowledge, because knowledge is power, right?
Yeah.
That's what you said before, and it's a
is.
fact. It
It
is
is.
a fact. So it made me so happy. And throughout all the meetings, I was able to let go a couple things. So it was a fabulous therapy to get out of all that. And after that, it grew and grew and grew, and it never stopped.
How many members does Win and Nim have, and what does Win and Nim stand for? It's Women International Network.
Yes, 10 years ago, Women International Network.
And
I got a psychic dream 2 years ago
yeah,
who showed me a man
Yeah.
and a Nim. And I said, oh no, s'il vous plaît, don't do this to me. But apparently I had to do it. So I figure my therapy was going somewhere very good. So I let the men come in, and I didn't know what the Nim stand for.
yeah.
So my son comes in the weekend from Waterloo. He's in architecture. And he says, Mom, it's not a mirror effect. I said, I know. I try it and it doesn't work. He says, your globe, your sphere there, from the wind, from the logo, it's 360 degrees. So if you cut it in two, it's 180. Start writing your wind in one side and right. And you're going to end up at 180 degree with Nim.
Yeah.
I say, ooh, this is brilliant. Thank
Oh,
you
he's
so
cool.
much. So I said,
Great
yeah, but
logo, great concept.
yeah. So I said to him, I said, yeah, sure, but what does it stands for? Aha. So we found out it's New International Men, Network International for Men. I mean, now we up to New International Network for International Men.
Right.
So we enjoy each other. They are amazing. Now women who were member can bring their husband, boyfriend, or whatever, we don't ask.
Yeah.
And they all so nice. So now they understand. Some of the women, when we start with the men, I start only with the men, and I said, well, you're going to behave. I'll bring you with the woman, and we're going to be one.
Yeah.
When? I'll let you know when. So we had amazing woman guest speaker.
Yeah.
And talking about amazing topic. And they really were so good response.
Yeah.
That it was time then to mix everybody. And it was nice. They are really
What kind
nice.
of membership do you have, or does it vary, or you find it's increasing every year?
It's increasing every year. Now we passed the 5,000. So we're doing-
You're over 5,000 members.
Yes, and-
both men and women.
Yes, and
Oh,
you
that's
put me in the
amazing.
front of my computer, and I can tell you who's what.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, we're not asking you to put it and cast it in stone. I
It's
just
just-
wanted to get an idea
that's
of
what
how
I
large the
do.
organization is, because that's amazing. That people, and they're involved, and you have 5,000 members. Are they satelliting and doing the Win and Nim thing in other areas, or are you all meeting?
Everything is, I run everything.
That's amazing. So people come first. How does it work? You do dinners, you do movie showings, you do all kinds of different
Dinner for
connectors.
each one of them.
Okay.
And I get the really lowest price.
Yeah.
And they get a glass of wine with a 3-meal course
Oh,
for
that's all right.
$35.
That's cool.
I think so.
That's cool. I've been to a few places where it's a lot more. Nice meal, but a lot more, so that's kind of nice.
And guests, though, pay $45. So the extra $10 gives me that extra money to pay for the dinner for the guest speaker. We don't pay our guest speaker. We're really not for profit.
Yeah. So it's
Really
sort of
not
do
for
something in
profit.
token to show appreciation for what they do.
Absolutely, absolutely. Or we have a member who went through a hard time and cannot come to the meeting because her budget doesn't permit her. I made many exceptions.
Yeah. I mean, you work it out around.
By the time I went through my own challenge, I was having angels and nice people around me. So today, if I have the $35 extra, I'll give it and I'll tell her, come to the meeting.
So it's
You
a pay it
have-
forward kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely. We run the organization on the law of the universe of your 10%. So I ask everybody to support the foundation or to give a door prize. Now,
Fair enough.
no expectation from it, meaning you give something, you don't expect anything in return.
Fair enough.
But the universe, you know that.
It
gets
always
in.
works out.
It always works out. So by the time you give, you will receive tenfold.
Definitely a very interesting way of, because when I got the information as another networking group. Okay, let me look at the website, and I started looking and went, wait a second. Okay, this is different. I could feel the energy, because I've networked myself out of networking because I got so tired of the old everybody trying to do this without wanting to receive in return. So I can understand why you've done it, and people find it to be useful. They find it to be a great way to connect, and it's all very supportive.
To be respectful and
Yeah.
to learn how to know each other, to be able to exchange business, and to use the service
Yeah, and
of one of us.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
So you have a lot of people in a lot of different walks of life.
Yes.
So might as well go to somebody that has the same ideals or the same goals in that sense,
Absolutely.
of spiritual and the environmental. It's a good way to find who you'd like to deal with.
Absolutely.
You know.
And I remember that I got a car accident 7 years ago. It's going to be 7 years in August. I had great difficulty, physical,
It's a horrendous thing to go through.
very difficult, challenging, to say
Yeah.
the least. But the member came to me and says, Nikole, you should start the membership. I said, really? Yes. You cannot take all that money from you and continue in the space that you are right now. You need every penny for yourself, for your treatment.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, you understand.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have
that we don't have that support system, governmental support
No,
system.
of course not.
So I was going through a lot of challenge. Cannot hide it. So they decide to give me $100 just like that and invest it in your cash flow. So this is how we start the membership for $100 a year. So $100 a year, it's the guests pay $45, the member pays $35,
Yeah.
but they give that $100 up front to have that cash flow for the organization to
For
be able to
mail-outs,
function.
for
For
whatever.
the photocopy,
Yeah.
and we do recyclable paper.
Yeah.
And for all the information, and they get an hour of my consultation free, who comes with the membership. And they get a list with everybody in the organization who offer 10 to 20%. They have a workshop or something, an opening of their business or the launch of their movie. We promote them online on our website. And right now, I work for the past month to put more incentive for the member and the membership. So I'm working nonstop all the time to continuously bring growth to the organization. Information, guest speaker,
Right.
everything I can, all the time. When I do something, I meet somebody, I think right away about my member.
And fair enough. It's so basically for what I would consider a nominal membership fee, if you're part of other organizations, you could really get connected to the right kinds of things.
Yes.
People with that same focus. With that, you're mostly located when you have the meetings in Toronto or the GTA and a few outside places, and
Mainly in Toronto. Milton is the farthest that we run our meetings.
okay.
And it's incredible to say that it's only this. I can do so much more, but it's only one me. And
Yeah.
I've been busy as an official presenter for Mr. Gore.
I imagine
It
trying to
takes-
navigate everything is
Yes, just to organize. Mind you, I'm a very organized person. I think
you would
it's
have
the
to be.
secret. It's the secret for everybody. Everybody who are multitask, and women are pro at this. It's to organize the base
Yeah.
of your home, your office. In 5 minutes, you can find everything you need in your closet because it's all organized. With 2 children, single mother, and doing everything that I did, I find the only way to survive all this, it's to have everything in place.
Definitely. I guess, is there anything else you'd like for the listeners to know? Because I think we covered everything, but there's always so much more we covered the basics, but there's always more to know.
Right now, I think it's important to your health, the environment, to put the two together. Not just the environment, and the health is another issue. Both of this are the same related issue.
Right.
Now, when you have cancer and the doctor tells you after you finish your chemotherapy, all the chemical that you have in your house should go out the door after the chemotherapy.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if that person knew that before, that baking soda and vinegar can do the same thing as Mr. Net, right?
True. Grandmom had it right, because I remember my grandmother
Yes.
cleaning with vinegar. So it's about
Absolutely.
simplifying in a lot of ways.
Simplify and just keep it clean, nice, and simple.
Interesting. Well, I've certainly enjoyed having you on tonight. Is there a direct way that folks, other than the websites, a phone number where they can call, or anywhere where the email, the phone number, everything is on the websites?
Yes.
So, and certainly, if folks are looking to have an interesting presentation, they should check out nikobel.com, and you'll be.
And our WinandNim.ca.
The Win and Nim, if you're looking to get involved, or if you just want to find out more about it, it's Win and Nim. winandnim.ca.
Yes.
Okay. And it's been a
And
real
our
pleasure.
number is 416-226-3288. I return all my call, and I return all my email. And I just have to say, to wrap this health and environment and networking, in the end of the day, what is more important than love? You have to learn how to love yourself, love your children, love your partner, and love the people you meet,
Your community.
your community, right? Mm-hmm. Love is the healing and the healer of all disease. But first, we have to learn how to love ourselves and to find out who we are and to remove the fear of who we are and to be able to do your passion, to run with your passion. Passion is everything.
True. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. You're listening to Psychic Streetsmarts. I'm Catherine McDonald, always on thatchannel.com on Wednesday nights, 7 to 8 p.m. And, of course...
Thank you, Catherine. Merci.
You're welcome. And you can also check me out at spiritualcat.com if you're looking for the intuitive side of the spiritual as well. Thank you. Have a great night.